Hi, everybody, it's 314 React here. Today we're going to be looking at Crysis 3 Remastered. The other week I had a look at Crysis 2 Remastered. Excellent remaster. I love Crysis 3. Not as much as Crysis 2, but it's still a great game. So here we are, everything's on very high. DLSS on quality, of course. And we're just going to dive in. I've played a little bit through already. So we're just going to see... I wonder if we can pump that even higher, because this doesn't support HDR yet. Unfortunately, Crysis 2 and 3 don't support auto HDR on Windows 11, which can add HDR to games that otherwise don't support HDR. And unfortunately, these games don't have it yet. But hopefully in the future they do, so we can have HDR on Crysis 2 and 3, which would be amazing. That's everything set up. Field of view only goes to 80, but I don't notice it too much. That could be one of those things where it's vertical FOV instead of horizontal, like everyone else would. Let's go to resume game, see what happens. Can't believe this game's almost a decade old. It's pretty crazy. So, the most immediate thing that jumps out for me is the use of DLSS instead of the old TAA they were using before, which left something to be desired, especially in the grass around here. You'd always see the sort of classic TAA sort of blur, and it wasn't perfect. But with, of course, DLSS, and I believe I'm running the latest DLL, it looks really clean, smooth, perfect image, and a really good frame rate. So we're actually on 233 now. So I think I may actually be a version out of date. So we'll have a look around this area, and then I'll update that DLL and reboot and continue on the video, just to make sure that this video is showing off the very latest. Awesome. See, the grass just looks really good. A lot less blurry than it was before. You can still see there's a bit of motion blur with it, but it's not blur to do with the anti-aliasing. I mean, Crysis 3 always looked really good, and the original... Oh my god. Jesus Christ, was that thing not going to die? Alrighty, so I'm back in the game. I did just reload, and Windows 11 suddenly picked up on auto HDR with it, which is interesting. I'm not sure what suddenly caused it to do that, but it turns out auto HDR does support this game. I have it turned off for this video recording because it always seems to go weird with my video editor when I record in HDR, but yeah, it looks amazing. So yeah, hopefully if you've got Windows 11 and a HDR monitor, you should be able to open the Windows game bar and enable auto HDR. I don't know why it didn't detect it the first 3 times I launched this on Windows 11, but there you go. Whoa, okay. So, now I've got the latest DLSS DLL on there. Whoa, oh my god. This should be as smooth as possible in terms of performance and looks. And yeah, it's pretty damn nice. So in the top right there, should be seeing the CPU and GPU usage, VRAM, RAM. Alrighty, so yeah, there we go. We got the frame rate showing there. So we're on about 66 frames, 4K, 3090. So performance is pretty good. Dipping slightly below 60 FPS at some points, but overall sat around that mark. CPU is maxed out at 100%. So I don't know if that could be made more efficient if they were to use a more modern engine, but I think this is using DirectX 12, so I don't really know. And it looks so good with DLSS, like I say, and runs much smoother. Looks better, much smoother than it ever would be with the amount of AA you'd have to apply to even get to this point on the original. Because maxing out temporal anti-aliasing was just very icky because it had all the issues with that. MSAA would look good, but not as good. And there was no option for super sampling or anything like that, which is the only way you'd approach the level of DLSS quality. But then the frame rate would just tank, so... Oh, a Grendel. Oh, my favorite gun in the game. See, if you look around the sort of bolt of that arrow there, that circle was never ever properly anti-aliased. Pretty much no matter what you used. It was always a little bit funky. You'd always see some sort of pixel shimmering. Whereas now, there's a tiny bit of pixel shimmering with DLSS. It's probably not even showing on YouTube, but it just looks a lot better. Everything just looks better with DLSS. Oh, I need to get a video editor that works with HDR, because this looks incredible in HDR. And once you've played a game with like HDR on, you can't really go back to it with non-HDR because, yeah, the lighting just looks so much more realistic. And the colors look so much better. I'm not sure how auto HDR works in Windows 11. I'm not sure if it literally just gets the luminance values of the pixels coming out and does something clever with that, or whether it actually has access to the game engine. The fact it only seems to support certain games is a hint to me that it actually accesses something within the game engine. Like, Windows 11 actually accesses the sort of frame buffer, maybe some actual lighting values before it's actually output to the screen. Because most, if not all, games these days have a HDR pipeline for lighting, so you could grab some sort of thing from that and tone map it in to 10-bit or whatever. So, I don't know. Haven't been able to find much information about it. Boom. See, this area looks amazing. But it's an SDR, so all the grass is like a bit too green, a bit off. The lighting's not quite great. Just looks a bit artificial. But once you've cranked on that HDR lighting, or no, HDR output, the sun looks more real in games. I've noticed that in Tarkov as well. Like, the sun just looks more real. But this still looks incredible. Even in SDR. And a bit of the soundtrack from Crysis 2 playing there. Ooh. My god, it looks so nice. The only thing missing with this remaster, and that ironically makes Crysis 2 Remaster look better than Crysis 3's Remaster, is the Svogi sparse voxel based global illumination, which gave Crysis 2 Remaster a really nice look to the lighting, like approaching Metro Exodus style lighting. But they didn't implement it for this because I think Digital Foundry said there was like lots of custom lighting in this that you'd have to change. I'm not sure about that entirely. But also the other thing is that the weapon models are still the same. Yeah, the weapon models are still the same ones from Crysis 3, whereas they were redone completely in 2, with like physically based rendering and that. And these ones still look really good, but they, again, ironically, Crysis 2 now looks better than Crysis 3 in terms of the remasters. Because this just doesn't look as good. It doesn't. The materials don't look as realistic as the physically based rendered, redone ones in 2 Remastered, which kind of sucks. I don't know whether they just had an issue with time or they just thought this still looked good enough, but given the amount of work that went into Crysis 2 Remaster, I'd have thought they'd have done the same, if not more, for 3. Imagine without DLSS, this would be running at like 40 frames. In fact, let's see. Let's turn off DLSS and see what the frame rate is. Off. Which means it should be running SMAA 2x. Oh, the TAA is not even on here anymore. That's interesting. The original game had FXAA, SMAA, TAA, MSAA, the whole caboodle. So let's just leave it on 2x. Ooh, 40 frames a second. Oh, nasty. And look at the grass. Oh. Oh no. Oof. No. Yep, okay. So yeah, we're getting an extra like 20 frames and it's making the image like 4 times better. Wow. Holy crap. Here we go. There we go. Oh man. It's so ridiculous.
Come on! I'm alright, just go! Shit! Armor! Cycle down! Well, I don't know about you, but I call that fucking flawless.
Oh, it's so good. The other thing is they could have tessellated his head, because it looks a bit polygonal. I don't know why they didn't do that. Tessellation's in the engine, so why not do it?
When you get to know her.
And we got about 7.7 gigs of VRAM used there.
Psycho, why does she keep calling me hardware?
It's quite a bit of VRAM. So here's the bit I really want to see. Because this still holds up really well, even on the original. And this whole area, interestingly, I've looked at the map of New York. This whole area is set right near where Dead Man Walking is in Crysis 2. In fact, I think System X is pretty much in the same area. Anyway. So you got the motion capture. Really detailed models. It still looks really good. But again, why didn't they tessellate their heads? Look at his head! It's so polygonal!
What a day. We lost some good people. I was trying to contact Dane when... What the... Oh no. No.
Claire, this is Prophet, my CO from...
Look at the modifications, Michael. Is it Seth? Cell? Is it even human? Have we been sacrificing good people for that mutation?
Look.
This is not just a suit, Michael.
Claire. 5 months now.
The DLSS is even having a bit of trouble with his hair there. It looks a bit pixel shimmering.
This was meant to be our Normandy.
That's interesting.
We are in hiding. We nibble here, we nibble there, but we can't turn the tide, we can't build momentum. We need a game changer. Major Lawrence Barnes. The Prophet.
You see again his hands. No tessellation. It's starting to look like something from Doom 3.
Remember you.
Hold still, please.
Still looks excellent though.
Recombinant DNA. Human. Seth.
And this guy was in Indiana Jones as well.
Incredible.
I can't get a read on you.
Oh, come now, Lawrence. What did you expect? I designed your suit, my dear fellow. Of course, it can't get a read on me. Claire's right. You know about the risk. So much power, but volatile and willful. Fractious. Tell me, did Michael brief you on our plans?
I'll brief him when we move out, sir. It's brilliant, boss. This will cripple Cell for good. The situation is far worse than any of you can imagine. I have visions, glimpses of... We will take the fight to Cell. Shut down that energy nexus and end all this. Or whatever they're doing will bring about the extinction of all life on this planet. Remember that.
You sound quite prophetic. Is that intentional? It's very apropos. Now, let's go save the species. Shall we?
It's so cheesy, but it's awesome.
Watch yourself.
You know I will.
Psycho's Camarillo sniper there. Ooh, so good. Oh, I love the corporation names as well. You got Camarillo, Scrutch Industries. Oh, it's all so good. Right, where's my... There's my... And they got the Grendel there, manufactured by Luzanov Arms 2028. EB Armament Corp. Oh, I love it. You see, it's not using like remade models, but god damn, there's a lot of detail in these models. Oh. Right. Let's do a cheeky bit of sniping. Oh my god, this bit looks so smooth. I've played this game so many times, this bit is like embedded in my brain, and I can remember all the imperfections of whatever anti-aliasing I was using, whether it be SMAA or whatever, but this just looks near perfect with DLSS and 4K. Ooh, yes. Because it takes quite a while to get to this bit, because you have to go all the way over here, and then all the way back down through along here. But if you snipe them all early, then there's less you have to deal with when you actually do get there. When you can actually hit them. Oh, I just really wish they'd put Sfogy in this.
And this cell's energy nexus. System X.
There is ray tracing on the reflections though, but oddly, unlike Crysis 2, it doesn't reflect Prophet like it does reflect the main character in 2, which is weird.
Infinite power source in System X. Redundancy? Or maybe there's something about System X that scares them.
And again, same story with the FPS.
How old are you?
Around 60. About 8 gigs of VRAM. Oh, I love the Grendel. Look at it. Look at it. What a beautiful gun. My god. And it will get you through. It will get you through this game, the Grendel. It will just wipe out everything. And you got every range, you know, you can go irons, you can go hollow, you can go ACOG, and you can go like 8x. And you can whack on a bit of this for a bit of extra stability for longer range. And you got your armor piercing, you got muzzle brakes, longer barrel, and then for really CQB, you've got the knife at the end of the barrel there. So you can configure this gun to be like close, mid, long range, and it will just wipe out everything. It's so good. I mean, Cell, Ceph, it doesn't care. This gun will wipe out everything. I love it. Anyway, that's enough of a sales pitch for Luzanov Arms. Oh dear. And there's a bug on this tree in the original, and it's still here. Because I don't think that tree is meant to look like that. I think it's meant to be solid, proper tree, but it's like all weird and spindly. And I'm fairly certain when I originally played it, in 2013, it wasn't like that. Some sort of driver update or update to the game happened. And look, it's just completely bugged out. It's some sort of weird bug with tessellation or something. And it's still not fixed in the remaster. What's going on? Someone put in a Trello or something. Also, we'll get to see some water caustics in a bit. And the water caustics that were at 30 frames and are now unlocked. So now they look really smooth. A satisfying headshot sound. There's going to be a dude with a metal storm weapon soon. I can't remember what it's actually called in game. But it's a crazy weapon that... Whoa! It's a crazy weapon that fires like thousands of rounds a minute. Smooth up a little bit. There we go. See the water caustics? Ah. Lovely and smooth now. Look at this. My god. Right, we are going to get to that gun. Haha. Alright. Typhoon, that's it. This gun is insane. It just... so much ammo just coming out of it. It's crazy. I think it is based on a real-world weapon system that is called Metal Storm. Really amazing stuff. You can see that the rocks are all, like, tessellated and that. They look really, really nice. And really rounded off. I just don't know why they didn't do it with the characters. It makes no sense. And they also didn't put tessellation on the brickwork like they did in Crysis 2. It's just some very odd decisions that were made. But overall, it's still a fantastic looking game. I mean, my god, look at that. Just incredible. So we're going to move up to the dam now. Whoa, landmines! Forgot about those. Okay, so here we are at the top of the dam. There we go. Oh, the music here is so good. This whole game has a kind of surreal vibe to it. What's another typhoon? Alright, let's hack this. I just love the sound of the alarm, the music. Oh, it's so good. Ooh. My god, that is one satisfying gun. Oh no, grenading myself. That was a bad move. Someone's got a typhoon. Which is a nice refill for my typhoon. So there's multiple ways in here. But we're going to take the most obvious way. This bit is so good. I just love that whole surreal feeling. It's like post-apocalyptical feeling. But like super advanced technology. It's so good.
Locate the overrides and shut this thing down.
Damn it, there's no time. Let's rough it up a little.
Yeah, I remember this from the demo. Funny thing is, he says there's no time, but on the next one, as you'll see, all it is just pressing a button. But we can forgive it, because it's so awesome. There's the Camarillo. We won't go for that yet. Oh, the music, the build-up. It's so good. So you can sneak out that way if you want, but we're just going to walk right on through. Oh, it's just too much fun. See, now we're in a bit of trouble. Guy tried meleeing me. Whoa. Okay. Oh, we're in a bit of trouble now. Just need to, them out of the way. Alright, here we go. My god, I love the Typhoon. There's a dude up there, I think. I'm not too worried about him. In fact, what we'll do is... we go. Lovely reflections in the water there. Nice and ray traced. Let's not take the vents again. Let's just go straight in. There's a secret to grabbing one of these rooms around here somewhere. Should be here. Yep, there we go. I think there's an information pad somewhere. Anti-air defense system. Won't worry about hacking that. Alrighty. See, look, you just press the button. He's like, there's no time, but all it is just pressing a button.
Mission accomplished. E&E to Delta now. Move it.
Alright, we'll finish the video on this awesome bit, because it's ridiculously awesome.
Romeo 1, we've gained a 60-minute window on the primary target. You have multiple cell units moving on your position. Do not jeopardize the goddamn mission now.
Oh, yeah. See that in that scene? I don't know if you saw it there, but there was a small like advertisement for a movie coming out in 2028. Now, Crysis 2 takes place in 2023, and the city was pretty destroyed. So I'm guessing the city got back on its feet for a while, if they were putting up adverts for films in 2028. There's the tessellated frog. That's just a bit of interesting world building. The city must have been back up on its feet for a little bit before it went to crap from the cell nanodome and stuff. I don't know, maybe I'm just overthinking it. Yeah, this area, we're really close. Because I think it comes close to a subway station, which you actually go right near, if not right past in Crysis 2. But I've never been able to pin down the exact same area. But it's in like the financial district, so I think it's close enough. Whoa, look at that frog. Anyway, this video could go on forever because I love this game, so I'll just end it here. Oh my god, that looks amazing. So yeah, thanks for watching. That's Crysis 3 Remastered. Looks pretty damn amazing. Really smooth. DLSS is great. Yeah, it's just an awesome game. I recommend picking up all three. It's on Epic Games Store at the moment, but they are coming to Steam, so if you don't want to buy it off Epic, wait for it to come out on Steam and get it there. Yeah, I'll put a link in the description. I'll also put a link in the description for the DLSS DLLS, so you can always grab the latest one. It's a simple case of just downloading it and chucking it into the game's binary folder. I think for Crysis, it'll be under Crysis 2 or 3 Remastered. Bin 64, I think that's where the DLL's located. Just overwrite that. There's also an application that someone's writing to update your DLSS DLLs for you. I need to grab that at some point. It was in alpha a few months ago, and it didn't really work too well, but I imagine they've updated it now. I'll try and grab a link for that as well and put that in the description. But anyway, yeah, please do like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.